So in today's video, I'll be showing you one of the apps that make work easy for us in civil engineering. So it is Concrete Calculator. This app here, you can find it on Play Store. So it is called Concrete Calculator. So this is one of the apps that we use in civil engineering instead of going through the manual method of calculating for your concrete job or for your brick or for plastering and reinforcement. So this calculator will help you to do the job faster. It's a mobile app, so it's not that it's on your system, it's on the phone. You can download it from Android Play Store, and I will attach a link to the app in this video. So this is one of the app we use, and I'm going to take you through the app on how to use this. This is the app, so I can just go to menu here to use it for what I want to use it for after opening the app. So let me say I want to calculate the volume of concrete I need for a job. So that's the first one, a concrete volume. I will just click on it. So you can see it show me the column. Okay, probably I want to use it for a column work, so you can select if it is circular column or it is a square or rectangular column. But also you can use it to calculate for slab, footing and steps. So let me first use it to calculate for slab, then I will use for column. So let me say this is slab. The A is for the length. Let me assume the length of our slab is 10 in meters. You can also change the unit, but let me leave it in meters. So the breadth, let me assume the breadth is 5 meters, and the height, so the height here is in meters, but I will change it to millimeters. So let me say it is 150 millimeters. Then here I will input the quantity if the slab is in numbers, or I can just include probably 5 if I want to do this type of slab in 5 pieces, and if it is just 1, I'll click 1 here. Then here you can select the waste. So I always decide to leave my waste at 0%. It depends on the type of job you are doing. If it is job that you know you are going to incur some waste, you can just input probably 2, 3 or 5, but here I'm going to have 0 there. Then you come down here and click on calculate. So I clicked on calculate. When you click on calculate, it's going to show you the volume, the total volume of your slab. So this is the total volume 7.5. So I can just go to the mix. So let's say the mix is 1 to 4. Okay, let's assume I want to change this mix from 1 to 4. I can just click on user defined and select any mix I want. So this is 1 to 5. So I can go to user defined and click on this space here. So let me say I want to use 1, 2, 3. It's just an assumption, you know. So 1, 2, 3. Then I click on OK. Then I click on calculate again. Then it's going to show me the number of cement I need for the job, which is 2800. That is 2800 kilograms. So I can just divide by the weight of one bag of cement, which is 50, and I'll get the number of cement I need for the job. Also for the sand, 5600. So I can just divide by 1000, then I'll get my answer in tonnage, which is 5.6 ton. And the gravel, and it's also give me the water content I need. You know, getting the water content, our value range from 0.45 to 0.6. So the app is going to use that also. So the app has done 0.4 multiplied by 28005 or 0.45, either of the two, and 0.6 multiplied by the weight of the cement, which is 2800. That is how it comes about the liters of water. So you know the value you want to use for your water, which even if it is 0.5 or 0.6, you are going to multiply that by the mass or weight of your cement, and you are going to have the number of water you need for that job. So that is that about the concrete mix. Also, you can click on the menu to use probably you want to use it for another job, so you can click on this to check another work you want to use it for. Concrete mix. So what we just did now is concrete mix. You know, the first one is for concrete volume. So what we just did now is concrete mix. Probably you know your volume already, so let me just input the volume. Let's say my volume is 10. After calculation, probably you have an irregular slab or irregular surface that you cannot calculate with this app. So after calculating, let's say it is 10, and I will click on the means ratio I want to use. Let's say now I want to use 1, okay, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2. So then I will click calculate. That's giving me the mass of the cement I need. You divide by 50 to get the number of cement in bag. Then sand, give me 5600. You divide by 1000 to get your answer in kilogram in tonnage, and gravel you divide by 1000 also to get your answer in tonnage. So this is the quantity of material I need for my concrete job. So let me go to the first one again. I said I would do for slab, and I'm going to do for column. So I can use it for a rectangular column and a square column. So A is the height of the okay, let me not follow this dimension. I will just look at the diagram and follow what is in the diagram. Although if you take it anywhere, you are still going to get your answer. Let me say the A, that is the one of the side, let's say one of the width of my column is 225, but okay, I can input that in millimeters, so let me leave it in that. So I'll say 0.225, right? Or let me even leave it at 0.23. Okay, the width, the second width is 0.23, still in meter. Then the height, let me say the height is 2.7 in meters. So take note of the unit, so you don't input the wrong unit. Here it is in meters, and if you want it in millimeters, it is 27. It is 27 millimeters. Let me say I have one column. Let me use one for an instance that I calculate. So the volume of that one column is 0.14. So let me say it is more than that. Let me say I have 20 of that. Calculate. So 20 of that is 2.86. Then I'll click on send to mix. Send to mix. Let's say I want to use 112 for my column. Let's say I want to use 112. Let's just go with that. Then I'll just click calculate, and it's going to give me the quantity of cement, the quantity of sand, quantity of gravel, and the quantity of water I need for that job. So let me say I'm done with that. I want to use it for another job, probably for brickwork. I want to know the number of block I need for a job, or the number of brick I need for a job. So I can just click on this brick count. So what's the area of the wall? I need to input the area of the wall I want to work on. So let's see, the area of the wall is 5 meters, by the height is 3 meters, or I can just say 2.7 meters in meters. So 5 by 2.7 meters. Then what's the dimension of the brick? So the dimension of the brick, let's say from this part of the wall, the dimension of our block is 450 by 230 mm. So let me see if I can look at it. I can only have that in mm and in centimeter. So let's say it is 450 by 230 mm. So I can input the amount to a by block here. Let's say 650 or 700. Let me say 700 or vibrated block. And you can also input the area of the openings. Probably you've calculated the area of the openings for a 1.2 by 1.2 meters window, so you just multiply that. I think that's going to give me 1.44. So for our door, most of the time our door in this part of the door is 2.1 in height by 0.9 in width. So I just do the summation of the openings and remove it from here. So here I'll be assuming there's no openings on the wall. So I can just click calculate. So when I click calculate, it has given me the area of the wall, which is 40 meters square. It has given me the number of brick I need for the work. That's the number of block, which is 130. Which is 130 block. So 130. Then it has multiplied 130 by 700, which is where I'm getting 91. This is where I'm getting 91. So 91,000 naira or 91,000, depending on the unit, the currency you are using, is the amount I need to buy block for. Understand? Is the amount I need to buy the block for. So that is it for here. So although we always calculate that 1 meter square for a 1 meter square of block work, we are going to have 10 number of blocks. So although it reduces it to about 9 point something or 9, so let's just leave it. If I'm to do this work, I'm going to request for 140, at least 140 block. Probably I will request for 150, 140 to 150 in case there will be any breakage or any breaking, and in case there will be any breakage. You understand what I mean? So I just request for 140 to 150. So let's say I'm done for brick count. Let me use it to do another job, which is plastering. So I'll click on plastering here. So let's say I want to use it for plaster. Let me still assume the length of wall here is 5. and the height of the wall here is still 2.7. So I'm taking cognizance of the unit in order not to input the wrong unit, because when you put the wrong unit, I'm going to get a wrong value. So plastering thickness, let's say I'm doing an internal wall, so plastering the thickness of wall for the thickness of plastering for internal wall is usually 12 to 15 mm. For external wall is usually 15 to 25 mm. So let's say I'm working on an internal wall now. Internal wall, so let's say 15. I want to use 15 mm, the cognizance of the unit. And because it is internal wall, my mix ratio cannot be 1:3. Let's say I'll use 1:5. 1:5. Then I'll click calculate. So calculate is going to give me the wall area, the number of cement of sand I need for the job. So if I increase this to 1:6, my cement is going to reduce, and my sand is going to increase. So can you see it? My cement reduce and my sand increase, because 1:6 is a weaker mix than 1:5. So let me say it's an external wall. Let's say I want to use 25 as the thickness of the wall, and for external wall I cannot use 1:6 or 1:5. I need to use something lesser than that, which is 1:4 or 1:3. So let me use 1:4. So I click on calculate. So this cement now is now 156, which is about 3 bags of cement, right? 2 bags of cement, and I'm having 680 kilograms of sand. So that is that for the plastering. In case you want to do for the plastering job, you want to use it to calculate the number of, say probably you're on site, and many of us now, we've known the number of reinforcement in a tonnage. So for assumption now, if for 10 mm it is always 133 for 20 in a ton. For 12 mm reinforcement, the number in a tonnage is always 93. For 16 mm it is 52. For 20 mm it's 34, and for 21 mm it's for 25 mm is 21 numbers. But I always feel this, since I came about this, I always feel we have been cheated on side if they bring this quantity of reinforcement. How do I know? Let me do the calculation here, and you will see. I always feel we are cheated. Let me start from the 10 mm. So let's say the reinforcement by length. You can do this by length or by width. Now by length, let me say the reinforcement they are bringing is 10 mm. Mind you, the reinforcement they are bringing is not always up to, many of them is not always up to 10 mm. If you use your vernier caliper to get the diameter of the reinforcement, you'll be having 9.8, 9.9, 9.80. You understand? It's not always up to 10 mm. Now let's say it is 10 mm. Let's leave that. And the length of the reinforcement, let's say it is 12 meters. Okay, I have this in mm here. I can just change it to meters. That is 12 meters, right? Now the quantity, all of us agree that it is 133. That's what they will bring for us. When you do the calculation, look at the total weight. The total weight is 984 kilograms. It is not up to 1 ton yet. So let me increase that to this. I still have 991, which is not up to 1 ton yet. So let me increase it to this. I still have 998. This is not up to 1 ton yet. Let me increase to 6. Okay, this is more than 1 ton now. Now let me go back to 135. So I feel we have been cheated on site. Instead of bringing 133 for us as for 10 mm, it should be 135. That is because in this part of the world, we just assume everything. We just know that that's the quantity they will bring. We don't measure it. Let's say you want to buy about 50 tons. So you can decide to weigh the empty truck first. Then the empty truck plus the load on it, you weigh it. If you weigh the truck, let's say the truck weighs let's say 100 tons. It's just an assumption, and you load 50 tons on it, so you should be getting 150 tons. But in this part of the world, we don't do that. We just know the value and we buy. So let me leave that for 10 mm. Let me say what they are bringing is 16 mm reinforcement. I know it is 12, and I know as usual what they will bring is 52. It is 984. It is not up to that. Let me say it's 53. Okay, it is more than, so let me say it is 52. So I can say we are dashing them about 16 or 15 kilograms. You understand? So let me go to 25 mm. 25 25. I know this one with 21. Calculate. I have 971. Let me say it is 22. Okay, this one is more, so I just say let me leave it at 21. This is what you can use this concrete calculator to do. It does not calculate for concrete alone. Calculate for concrete, the mix and the material you need. It helps you calculate your volume, just like what we did here. It helps you to calculate the material you need for the job. This helps to calculate the brick you need for a work. This the material you need for plastering, and this the reinforcement you need for the job. So if you have this app on your phone, it's going to save you a lot of time. So thank you for watching.